So thank you so much for being here for the institutional closing ceremony of the Franco-Hellenic Research and Innovation Forum. I think we had really great exchanges during the day, a lot of high-level conferences. And so I will give the floor to the ambassador for a few words, and then to Deputy Minister Kalafatis, who made us the honor of being here today with us for a closing speech of the forum. Thank you so much.
Dear Minister, dear participants, and especially dear team that made that Innovation and Research Forum possible. I had this idea 1 year ago, and up to 2 weeks ago, and after a very, very heavy preparation and follow-up for the President visit Emmanuel Macron to Greece, I didn't think it would be possible because it was quite a complex initiative to bring together research centers, companies, large companies, startups, but also capacities of financing. So the banks, I know banks are here from 2 countries. We have ecosystems which are at different stages on innovation. And first of all, Mr. Minister, I want to thank the Greek authorities because the day was opened by a deputy minister. Yesterday, you had the Secretary General for Ministry, your Secretary General for the Minister of Research. Tonight, you are here with us. And in the meantime, we have signed a document for high-level cooperation between France and Greece on higher education, meaning that we know that the vision, your vision, is shared by us and that we will continue on the ground of all what we have discussed those 2 days. Mr. Ministers, it was a challenge as well because universities today are not used to discuss with companies at such a level of integration with companies. It means when you put together Henri Verdier, who was with INRIA for 10 years, and Yanis Emiris, who is at the head of Athena Center, you realize that it's so easy to have a common ground of discussion. Of course, because they shared a lot of periods on the same topics, but as well because they want to work together for the future, not only on quantum, on the high technologies, deep tech, etc., but also to create places where you have a social, political, and cultural debate about the innovation and the future. I was telling to you, Minister, that when we just met, that the term innovation is in every new document that comes out the European Union for the next period. And it's true that it's quick, that we can miss the challenges and not take as rapidly as we should the moments of investment first, cooperation second, preparation of projects and financing. And today, it's exactly what we managed. We had B2B meetings. We had actually strong discussion on research and application for the companies in industrial aspects, but also strategic aspects. And it's industry, but it's also services, and it's also a lot more, because each company today is concerned by one of the applications we were talking about. Would that be cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, and of course, public systems as well. Today and yesterday, of course, we were driven by a very strong strength that our strengths between France and Greece. We are driven by 5 years of intensive cooperation on the defense sector. It was thanks to the strategic partnership which was signed in 2021 that we were able to scale up, upgrade the partnership this year, and to put new items in our ideas that we would like to cooperate with for the future. And it's true that as we managed as Pandelis or Sakis showed us, to create together entries of project, but also priorities, but also projects to be able to be funded in the private sector, it was because we had that experience in defense that we were able, yesterday afternoon, to speak about energy, today health, and this afternoon, about more generally speaking, about the rest of the digital sector. I would like to say that we never stop thinking about financing. Why? Because you see this team at the French Institute, they always look for money. They don't have money for developing any type of research projects. For a long time, France had a cooperation with scholarship. It's the Mataora and all the scientific, archaeologic entry that we had. But today, we know at the French Institute that nothing will happen unless we have public-private partnerships. And I think this forum is one example of, I hope, future experiences where we can really have a second, third, or other edition on that. Last but not least, Mr. Minister, I would like to thank the sponsors. Without you, the amazing list of partners would not have existed. The amazing list of guests, of capacities to make this very important element, which is captation of all what you said, because we don't care if the auditorium is empty. We know that online will catch up many, many people. This is the largest part of the work of Mathieu Abgral that I want to personally thank, because it was crucial. I want to thank Metlen, Botanical, Argent, sponsors, Eurobank, Montreal, Naval Group, Thales, Servier, Skynopi. I know they are here in the room, Qualco here as well, EDF Energy, Biomérieux, Alpha Bank. Thank you to all to have accepted this big challenge that between France and Greece, we are stronger together. We go for European being clear on our vision, and we will achieve many, many, many more projects. Thank you very much.
The floor is yours.
Your Excellency, Ambassador, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the conclusion of a remarkable 2 days. But as I look around this room, I do not see the end of an event. I see the beginning of a powerful new technological ecosystem. When Prime Minister Kyriakos Mitsotakis and President Emmanuel Macron signed our global strategic partnership in Athens 2 months ago, they gave us a clear mandate: translate political alignment into operational success. Move the alliance from signatures on paper to solutions in the real economy. This first Franco-Hellenic Research and Innovation Forum is our direct response to that mandate. What we have witnessed here over the last 48 hours is the very definition of science diplomacy in action. It is the proof that in the 21st century, scientific collaboration is not just an academic pursuit. It's a vital pillar of foreign policy and a prime driver of European integration, with France and Greece standing as its vanguard powers. Over these 2 days, we did not gather here merely to exchange business cards or review existing academic papers. We gathered to address a fundamental question that will define the future of our continent. How do Greece and France guarantee European strategic autonomy in an age of a radical disruption? The answer lies in these 4 pillars that anchored this forum: defense, energy, health, and artificial intelligence. These are not separate sectors. They are the core components of European sovereignty, and they are particularly critical for our shared destiny in the Mediterranean. As the maritime actors of Southern Europe, our two nations share a unique responsibility to protect this vital basin, turning regional challenges into opportunities for maritime security, green transition, and a sustainable blue economy. As Prime Minister Mitsotakis has repeatedly stressed on the European stage, true sovereignty cannot be bought. It must be built. It requires our own intellectual property, our own supply chains, and our own scientific breakthroughs. Our defense alliance is ironclad, as you all know and see, but it becomes invincible when our defense industries collaborate directly with our research centers to create technologies of dual use for growth and security, for people and resilience. Our path to a decarbonized future becomes realistic, especially when we see Greek and French engineers co-develop smart grids and explore next-generation energy vectors, including innovative solutions in niche innovative sectors like hydrogen, but maybe also in future solutions like small modular reactors. And our digital future remains secure only when we treat artificial intelligence not as just a commercial trend, but as the cornerstone of our industrial autonomy. Our government's decision to follow France's example with a strategic cooperation with Mistral AI, a really European solution, speaks volumes about our commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, the Hellenic government is executing a clear, deliberate strategy. We are transforming Greece into a premier regional innovation hub. We are no longer a country that simply exports talent or imports technology. We are building the infrastructure, deploying the capital, and establishing the regulatory frameworks to ensure that breakthrough research is seamlessly transferred into commercial success. As someone who has dedicated a significant part of my political journey to the development of northern Greece, and especially my hometown Thessaloniki, which is now rapidly emerging as a powerful technology and innovation gateway alongside Athens, I'm proud to see that this scientific renaissance is spreading across our entire nation. From Macedonia to Attica and Crete, our regions are becoming true magnets for global tech ecosystem and strategic investments. And I call upon all our European friends, and especially to companies from France, to explore and invest heavily in our research and innovation hubs all over Greece. You will find in our towns and cities with universities and research centers real golden opportunities. For anyone who doubts the capacity of Greek research to lead on a global scale, I need to point from this event to the long-standing partnership between our own NCSR Demokritos and France's CEA and CNRS. For years, under the Eurofusion framework, Greek and French scientists have been co-authoring the future of clean energy through their work on the ITER reactor. This is the standard of excellence we aim to replicate across our entire ecosystem. When French naval officers and elite engineers choose Greek laboratories to complete their advanced scientific training, it is proof that our human capital is second to none. Our mission at the Ministry of Development is to clear the path for this talent, whether through private venture capital, which is so heavily engaged in this week's workshops, or through matching national and European public financing. We are here to provide the fuel for your ideas. Looking ahead, we view this bilateral synergy through a much broader European lens. exactly 1 year from now, in July 2027, Greece will assume the rotating presidency of the Council of the European Union. I assure you that the strategic priorities forged in this room, from AI governance to cutting-edge energy solutions and defense innovation, will be at the very top of the agenda that Greece will project for the future of the Union. To the young researchers, the PhD students, and the entrepreneurs who filled the halls of this institute and the French embassy over the last 48 hours, you are the true architects of this alliance. I want to thank Ambassador Auer and the exceptional teams of the French embassy, the French Institute, and our own General Secretariat for Research and Innovation for turning this vision into reality. Hosting this event at the French Institute reminds us of the profound cultural alignment that binds us, a bond institutionalized by Greece's proud full membership in the international organization of La Francophone 20 years ago and still counting. We are fully committed to making this forum a permanent event, maybe an annual or biannual institution. Greece and France have stood together for centuries to defend democracy and liberty. Today we stand together to pioneer the next industrial and scientific renaissance of Europe. The old slogan based in the friendship and strategic alliance of Konstantinos Karamanlis and Valéry Giscard d'Estaing stated Grèce, France, Alliance. Today, under the leadership of Kyriakos Mitsotakis and Emmanuel Macron, we proudly upgraded Greece, France, Alliance in innovation, technology, and sovereignty. Thank you very much.